For an employer, a Form W-4 tells them how much to withhold from each employee's paycheck. That's it in a single sentence. The form's official title is Employees Withholding Certificate. The IRS created the form for employees to fill out. Each time an employer issues a paycheck, some of the money their employees earn goes to the IRS. This is why the IRS created a Form W-4, and it is why employers make their employees complete this form before they start working. If employees want to get paid, they will need to fill out this form. At the end of the year, employers will give all their employees a W-2. This documents how much they made in comparison to how much they withheld. More on this in another video. Because employers don't want their employees to have too much or too little withheld, using a payroll solution like PayWow is a means to be accurate. It is very important to note that the W-4 changed in 2020. When people filed taxes during the 2019 tax season, many people who had received refunds in previous years were now having to pay taxes. Instead of receiving checks, they now had to write them. Most of these people hadn't changed jobs or hadn't changed their status or withholding amount. So what changed? There was a large tax reform law in 2017 which ultimately reduced tax rates, doubled the standard deduction, and increased the child credit. Presumably, all of these things would lower the tax bill, which is entirely true. But the IRS lowered the amount of taxes withheld to reflect the law changes. They just didn't withhold enough. Even though taxes were lower and people kept more of their money, they had to write checks to the government to make up for what hadn't been withheld. The new 2020 W-4 was a means to rectify this. In 2020, there were a few changes made to the Form W-4, and we will go over them here. There are no more allowances. Before the new 2020 W-4 was created, employees would have to choose their allowances. More allowances used to mean fewer taxes withheld. If they chose the wrong number of allowances, then they'd pay at the end to make up for it. Now, employees don't choose the number of allowances. Instead, they claim their filing status, family income, number of dependents, and planned tax deductions. With that, their company will do the necessary calculations for the proper withholdings. Previous Form W-4s can stand as they are. If employees want to fill out the new one, they may do so through their Human Resources Department or directly through their employer if it is a small business. Changes like these may cause confusion, and there are different ways where this form can cause a disruption for employees. Working multiple jobs and accounting for a spouse's income is different. Although accounting for tax credits can be easier, there is still room for error. For example, employees should not include their standard deduction with their additional deductions. After W-4 is completed by the employees, PayWow can do the rest. If they use PayWow, we can calculate all of your taxes and withholdings for them accurately and efficiently.